another episode of I Hate Golf. It's awesome. My name's Caleb. He's Mark. How we doing today?
Doing all right.
Yeah?
Yes.
It's been a long day. You might be able to tell if you're watching, not listening, that it is officially dark. It's about, I don't even know what time it is. That's not really too important.
Yeah, it's dark.
But it's been a long day. It's actually been a long couple weeks. Spring hit us a little early this year.
It's like just thinking about that. Do we really keep time other than by dark?
No.
In the morning, and then it's like it's just okay. It's dark.
Yep.
That's our clock.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I leave the house in the dark and I get home in the dark. That's every day. I think the time changes this weekend. Actually, 12th. Is that this weekend?
Yeah.
I have no concept of dates.
It should be Sunday, right?
Sunday. Yeah.
Wow. Early this year, I think.
I have no idea.
We'll know when the light stays longer.
It really doesn't matter, as long as it updates on my phone for me, then I'm good. So
wow.
Yeah. This is kind of an aside, but we have a new dog in the house.
Puppy.
Yeah, Puppy is officially at our house. If you don't know who Puppy is, Puppy was the kind of the course dog for a while, the neighborhood dog. And because of some things, had to relocate her. And yeah, she's at the house. But what I was saying was, found out she's afraid of alarm clocks. Oh. That's not good for me. But I figured out a way that I can wear my watch in the morning, and that'll just vibrate to kind of ease her into things. Still trying to figure out what ticks she has and stuff like that. Not literal ticks, but trying to figure out what sets her off and what doesn't. So
it's like she was, it's again, the quick story is 2 years ago, February, a rainy day, we looked out the back toward the putting green, and she sat there and from like 50 yards out and stared at us in the rain, and it was like 48 degrees and windy, and it's like, oh my gosh. And, at that time she still had a collar on.
Yeah.
But then she would, never come to us. We'd put food out for her. It took how many weeks or months before she would take food out of our hands?
Oh, it took definite months before, we'd put some food out and notice it'd be gone. But she was at first, would never come up and eat in front of us.
Yeah.
Would always wait for us to be gone or something like that. But yeah, it took a long time for her to be comfortable enough to take a treat from your hand or a turkey sandwich or whatever we had. So.
And she was such an awful dog. Someone decided to cage her and put her away.
Yeah.
And thankfully we found out she was gone, and you went and picked her up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the dog that's scared of pretty much everything was such a neighborhood nuisance.
Yeah, oh my gosh, was attacking people.
Yeah.
Wouldn't even let us pet her after 2 years.
She's afraid of alarm clocks.
Because she was an attack dog.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how that.
Yeah, but she was rescued. That's just an awesome thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good to have her at the house. House feels a little more crowded. Officially have 2 dogs and 2 cats
Animal
now.
farm.
Yeah. We've just been kind of slowly adopting the animals that show up here.
You just need a possum and a raccoon and you're set.
I did see a raccoon when I was in Florida, and I had a thought, but no, that's a bad idea.
But that's a good puppy story. Happy ending.
Yeah, happy ending. But yeah, that's just kind of another thing that's happened. It's obviously it's been a couple weeks since we've done a podcast. The early growth on the course has definitely contributed to that. And like I said, it's dark, and we're recording in the dark for a reason, because I've been on a mower all day. You've been in the shop all day, and
pretty much
that's kind of been our past few weeks. It's gone by rather quickly, but the course is greening up. We're heading into our kind of spring programs of what we're going to do as far as, treatment and mowing programs and stuff like that, getting everything tuned up. We treated the greens 10 days ago.
Yeah, hit the poena.
Yeah, something.
And it's yellowing out, so that's a good thing. We'll have to hit it again. We're starting to stockpile our fertilizers and our treatments, so we're ready to go. And it's just like, because it was like you looked out one day and it's like, wait, it's green. What happened?
It's kind of
went
overnight.
from brown to green almost like overnight, it seemed like.
Yeah, that's something I've talked about before is, I'd like to go back and look at pictures from years prior, and it's like this level of growth at this time is just definitely unprecedented for, our time here. But I've seen other superintendents kind of in the area talk about this is the most growth I've seen in my 20 years. It's like just absolutely, and especially coming after such a kind of harsh winter and as cold as it was, it felt like that was never going to end. Yeah. And then it was just like, okay, it's over. And so,
well, and we need that growth too. We need it to take off, and so we can start working with it, because we have some really good plans for the golf course and the turf, and really being able to do something this summer. So, we have the equipment we need in place. So it's kind of, I'm kind of excited about it.
No, I am too. Definitely. It's, I don't want to say it totally caught us off guard, but, we still had some winter projects that we were, kind of in the middle of and working on. And it's like, that stuff's always going to be there. There's always going to be those kind of bigger downtime projects that we can do. And, we've finished up most of them. A couple we're still kind of finishing up.
You might see some tipped over monuments still on the tee that haven't been removed, but
other than that, we're doing great.
I actually had someone come in and say, did you guys have like a windstorm?
Yeah, the 600-pound
just hit the monuments on the tee. Yeah, that's what happened.
Nothing else. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, those things are very heavy, but they are being removed. They might pop up in a random backyard here and there, as you showed me a picture of.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah. So we're finishing up those projects. I don't know if you can smell me from over there, but I kind of smell like gasoline. I was going through mowers pretty much all day when I wasn't actually mowing. So, getting everything in order, making sure, it's growing already, but once we start to hit those consistent overnight temperatures, that there's no surprise leaks or anything like that.
Switching over from the winter tires on the tractor to the turf tires. Yep. So all of those kind of things that you have to do that, I'm sure most people don't even realize the time investment in doing that stuff.
I didn't realize it. That's for sure. This is learning on the job at its maximum. So, but no, it's all fun. It's nice. Even though I don't love when there's a problem with the mower, there's something nice about going through an operator's manual and trying to figure out something. I wish everything just worked, but getting to actually get dirty. I'm very good at getting dirty while I work. That's something you've commented on.
And now, do you throw things?
No, I've never thrown anything. I don't know what you're talking about. No, there's no dents in the side of the cart barn. What are you talking about?
Wait, who was the college coach that always threw his visor? Spurrier? Yeah, there you go. It's like we have a nickname for you.
That's I can think of a couple times in the past week that's happened. But I do a good job I throw soft objects. I don't throw hard objects. I don't cause any permanent damage. So
that's probably the frustration why it builds in the clubhouse, because you don't get to throw stuff in here.
Yeah, that's true. I've never thrown anything in the clubhouse, so I don't know what you're talking about. What else has been going on? What do you want to talk about today?
We should probably again, because it's still a very new program, and I don't think I know no one's used to it, is talking about the trail pass that we've introduced. And basically letting people know, hey, if you want to play golf, if you want to play some more golf, there's an opportunity to save some money doing it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of our way of, hey, if you want to play golf with us and enjoy it out here and be a part of what we're doing, we want to kind of reward you for doing that too. Yeah. It's kind of our attitude.
Yeah.
We like to create more of a personal family feel to what's going on here, and you come out, and golf course should be a place where you have fun. It's like, obviously I hate golf. It's awesome kind of attitude. Yeah. Sometimes when you're playing, it's miserable and you hate it. But at the end of the day, hey, you're playing golf and you're having fun.
Yeah. Yeah. To me, the thing is like, I don't I don't really look. I know you could probably look at it in its simplest terms as like a discount program, but I don't look at it like that. I think of it as kind of a way you get to have an excuse to go to the golf course more often. You know, if I had the time, it's like, and I obviously wasn't in my position. It's like the fact that for $110 you can walk as much as you want. It's like, you know, that's what I look at it, and I think, wow, that if I would have had that, you know, when we were in Jacksonville, it's like I would have done that in a heartbeat because, you know, when I actually have time, it's like I love walking more than anything else.
Yeah, just think about if you just walk 10 rounds a month.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
And then if you don't walk, you're only paying the cart fee. Yeah. So it's like just as extreme. So, and that's just kind of what we want to do. And, we know the economy might be a little different right now, might not be hitting on all cylinders. And, and the one thing we're very aware of is inflation, the price we're paying for things. So, that hits everyone. So, it's just a way of saying, hey, come out and have some fun. Yeah.
Anytime I check Twitter and I see Jerome Powell trending #1, I know that's usually not a good sign. So it's always, it's interesting times for sure.
Yeah, and all the details. It's just the easiest thing is just to go take a look on the website.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the information's on the website, oetgc.com. Your
you
favorite
said it very
thing
easily.
to say. You're not good at saying that.
When I say it, it's like I pause and think, and I get lost, and then it sounds like 2 letters, and
Well, I'm the one that has to design all the stuff, so I type it out a lot. So it's kind of natural to me at this point. So, have you been watching any golf?
It was on today. It's like, obviously we always have it in the clubhouse, so it's on. I'm so proud. I was just watching there before we started this. It's like, so happy for the PGA Tour. They couldn't even get a full day in the first day. They have to start people in the morning. It's like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah,
I don't understand it. It's like you couldn't calculate, okay, how long it's going to take us to play today?
It's the first time they've had that tournament there.
You know what they should have done? Here, shotgun start.
Yeah, obviously, there's been a lot of talk about the changes the tour has made that look a little familiar to a lot of people. I honestly, because of everything that's been going on, I haven't been able to pay too close of attention to it. I haven't even watched the Full Swing, the Netflix show. I haven't had time to watch that. I've been pretty behind on the tour. I watched the last round of Bay Hill just because I like seeing that course, but I haven't seen much other than when I come in to get a Gatorade, I'll look at the leaderboard and stuff like that.
Yeah, the full suite. It's like, okay, I have to watch it because everyone's talking about it. I timed it. I made it 6 minutes and 35 seconds, and it's like, oh my gosh, how can you sit through this?
Yeah, that's Danny's asked me a couple of times. It's like, do you want to watch that? And it's like, not really. It's like, I know I should eventually, and I will eventually, but, when we're here all day, it's like kind of the last thing I want to do is go home and watch more golf. It's like, Or
it's not even golf. You're watching
reality
golfers
TV,
in a reality show. It's like, is there any reality involved in that?
It's definitely a different level of reality.
And it's like, I'm really happy they decided not to follow Tiger around. From what I'm hearing for the last couple of months, that might have been more. I probably would have watched that. You're right. It's like
I saw a headline. I'm not gonna. I have no idea what that's about. I didn't look into anything, but yeah, there's always something interesting coming out, but. Yeah, I actually...
And it's golf, too. That's really? It's golf? That's happening?
But yeah, I actually spent a couple of days in Florida this past week, and I drove back on Tuesday, and I thought I'd go right through Jacksonville. It's like, well, I could, the practice round passes are like $20, and I thought it's like, it'd be nice to stop by, because I went, I think 4 years ago.
It's been that long?
I think it's been that long.
Yikes.
But at the end of the day, it just didn't seem that interesting to me. And Tuesday at the Players, they always have the weird concert at the end of the night, and just it didn't sound like a very fun crowd. That's you can tell it's been a long day for me. My transition skills and my brain function is at an all-time low right now. I was really relying on you to lead this conversation, but
it's like you can stop at a PGA Tour event and it's like, and you watch it and it's like, oh, this looks like a Live Tour event. It's like they've become so similar. Yeah. It's like, how did that happen?
Yeah,
and it's like I'm like you. I kind of look at headlines. Mm-hmm. I don't have time to read a whole story or listen for 15 minutes, so I'll read a couple of lines. And the big news, well, the argument was, I think last week, over how many people actually watched the first Live Tour. Mm-hmm. You know, the PGA Tour came out with a number, and then Live Tour kind of struck back and says, no, here's the real number, and we even crashed an app.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that back and forth, that's kind of, I mean, if you're going to have a golf show,
yeah,
that should be the golf show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not following a couple of guys playing cards in a jet on their way to the next tournament. It's like
everything I've heard more about the Netflix show than I've watched it, obviously. I've heard that they go into that kind of like halfway through the season, which to me is like, if that happens the year that you're filming this, why wouldn't you make the whole thing about that? I mean, it's probably the biggest thing to happen in professional golf maybe ever. I mean, the fact that I don't know, it's if the NFL had an actually competent league pop out of nowhere that was competing dollar for dollar with it, that would be all anyone talks about. Yeah, that would be all anyone talks about. If they were talking about, is Lamar Jackson going to go to this new league, it's like that's all anyone would be talking about. But it seems kind of like it has been from the beginning a guided effort to minimize at most.
And I think the other headline that I read is,
I like this. This is like a good segment. It's you reading headlines, and neither one of us actually read the article.
No, it's like, and I don't know what it means or if I was actually, but Live Tour has an event sponsor, the first one. Did you see that? I don't know
what it means or if it's true. No, I didn't see that.
Well, it's on the internet, so you have to start there.
I'm a French
Especially if it's in your Apple feed. It's like you have to sort through that stuff because there's not an agenda there.
Do you know who the sponsor is?
No idea.
I was trying to set you up. I don't know.
No, I have no idea. Like I said, I
read headlines. Or may not have a sponsor, and we do not know who it is.
It's overseas. I do know that.
Well, that's not surprising.
And I think that's one of the things people don't realize about the Live Tour. We evaluate everything on what happens in the United States.
Yeah.
When I think they're probably a little more powerful in Europe than Asia than what.
They're definitely taking an international approach to it. I haven't seen, I don't know what the full calendar of events for this season is, but I'm going to guess they're going to highlight international play a little bit more than the Tour does. Also, that if you want to bring in TV ratings and viewership numbers to that, it's like, it seems like the Tour does a pretty, big effort to make sure East Coast prime time is happening no matter where the Tour events are happening. I would assume Live would kind of be more international with that. But that's again, we're not basing any of these talks in facts. We're just kind of talking.
Headlines. Headline news.
Headlines at best, it works for some people. So, yeah. What else do you want to talk about today?
Well, we have a Yamaha golf cart update.
Yeah, you can go ahead. I
didn't say good update, did I?
I'm going to let you go for a little while.
We put our order in November of 2021 for a new cart fleet because we inherited pretty much junk.
Not pretty much.
Yeah, well,
just
and
junk.
We're still using junk.
Yeah.
In fact, I was convinced they wouldn't make it a year, but hey, here we are,
Still kicking.
Amazing what duct tape and who knows what else. But
hey, those carts were here before us, and they're going to be here long after us.
I've heard that before.
That was the joke.
But no, we have a new. There's no guarantee, but they're saying October
which
of
will
this
be,
year. So that's going to get us
24
just
months?
under the deadline of 2 years.
Yeah.
Even though, suspiciously, I think some other golf courses have new carts that got on the list after we did.
No. That's
I just can't imagine someone not liking me. That's just hard to believe.
We shouldn't do this when we're tired. We're being real fast
I'm being
and
too
loose.
honest.
Yeah. This is the only time we've ever been honest, and we're both brain dead.
So no, we do. I'm really excited. I maintained that excitement now into 2 years for our carts. It's like it's going to be the carts we want. They're going to be set up the way we want them to be, instead of what we inherited.
Yeah.
And it's like people will be hating on us again because we're going to have rules. It's like, no, you don't go out there and slam them and beat them. And it's like the cigarette burns. It's like, we're going to have to keep track of that. It just sounds miserable, getting new carts. Maybe we should just keep the old ones.
Just keep these, yeah. They're junk. It's fine.
But, everyone's going to be so appreciative.
Oh, absolutely. We go the
We really
extra
shouldn't
mile.
do this late.
Oh man, yeah. This kind of reminds me of the other night. Danny took some. Grandpa Johnson makes his own CBD. Took some.
Is that legal?
I don't know. She took.
Does he grow it?
I don't know how you make CBD. Don't ask me that. But she took some that might have been a little old and had a pretty good case of the giggles. I think we're reaching that zone right now.
Oh my gosh!
I don't know if I just outed some.
I think you did. I don't know if was it ATF or IRS? Who shows up at your door for that? I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yep. Any other dangerous roads you want to go down?
Nah, I don't think so. Anything else at the golf course? Oh, you got, is it come in since we did the last one? I don't remember the timing. It's late. The Paradigm and the Callaway.
Honestly, we might have talked about it, but I don't remember. Yeah, we have the full lineup of drivers in fairway woods for the new Callaway Paradigm. We also got the full lineup of the White Hot Versa. We got a couple more of the Odyssey 11, which Callaway and Odyssey are still, the 11 is still the Tour model putter. It's still the Tour model price too. But the new White Hots came in. We also got the Jaws Raw wedges. We got some golf bags. We got the ERC Soft. The
Sounds
new golf
to me
ball.
like someone's on the staff.
Yeah. I don't have my staff bag yet, but I'm on the staff. Also don't have my golf balls. Yeah, we got the full lineup of Callaway. So
in fact, we have so much stuff in the shop now. It's kind of venturing out into the main room.
Yeah, I always forget that we actually had the shop in this room at first.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, that was because the pro shop now was so bad. It was
bad.
It was like it kind of reminded me of the counter you walk up to rent your bowling shoes. It was kind of like that, but
except dirtier.
It might have smelled worse. Yeah, it was pretty disgusting. But yeah, the pro shop is full.
So come on out and do some shopping,
please. Yeah. But no, yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in there. In fact, it was like last 4 or 5 days, I've had 2 or 3 people that looked at stuff like, wow, they didn't even have this at the beach yet.
Yeah. Well, it's like one of the OGIO stand bags. I'm not allowed to call them carry bags. Stand bags. Stand bags. I looked online. It's back ordered like 6 months. And it's like, cool. Might have to take that for myself if my staff bag doesn't show up. But yeah, it's exciting. It's spring. Time to get some new clubs. I haven't had a lot of time to hit my Paradigm driver, but I figured out one thing in my swing that I'm no longer terrified to swing my driver. So that's
and tell us exactly, because this is when you said that, I told you a lot of people make that mistake. So try to explain it. Your adjustment.
I wasn't sticking my butt out, essentially.
Right.
You know,
Your
I
posture.
my posture. I was
You were
bending
straight up
my
and
knee.
down.
I was
Yeah.
bending my knees, but that was it. I was just kind of breaking that lock, and I wasn't actually getting into a stance, which meant I was swinging just all arms, just no control at all, no power. When I was down in Florida, I got a chance to play 5 holes, which is a lot for me. And yeah, my drive, I think, ended up, over 300 yards for the first time and way too long. I think I was maxing out at like 240 yards, which is pretty pathetic. Actually embarrassing, but yeah, it was just kind of that one simple getting into that, you've always kind of used the example of, when you're playing shortstop and you get down in your stance before the pitch is thrown, it's like not actually getting to that position and being in an athletic position.
And actually, as an instructor, I transitioned. That's when, I did more coaching with basketball and baseball and stuff, and with the junior program. Now what I do is realizing, okay, what connects with everything? And basically, the easiest way to find your posture properly is when you start to sit down. And in fact, when we have a group out there, and I said, just to start to sit down, and most people bend their knees and go straight down. And it's like, no, when you're going to sit down, you find the chair with your backside.
Yeah, it's all of a sudden,
and your shoulders
no one's ever sat down in a chair. Yeah.
Yeah, it becomes a counterweight, and it's just the perfect posture.
Yeah.
But most people do. They're straight up and down, and that it's very, very non-athletic.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, that's what you figured out, which I can't believe you were doing that to begin with, but hey, whatever.
Well, when you play 7 holes a month, you don't get a lot of time to think about these things. So, no, it definitely felt good to, be able to swing with a little bit of confidence and have, a pretty good idea of, okay, I can hit this ball straight and it's going to go a decent ways. Not, am I going to pull this through a window? It definitely was a lot more fun to.
Well, down there they have window coverings, so they're used to it.
Yeah, really. Yeah, that's pretty common. We did a good job. I think we should quit while we're ahead.
It's probably before we keep talking and go down another one of those paths. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. We should do this more often.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to wrap it up. Thanks for watching another episode, or listening to another episode, I guess, if you're in the car. Hopefully you're not watching if you're in the car. Thanks for listening or watching to another episode of I Hate Golf. It's awesome. My name's Caleb. He's Mark. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're listening to the podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, follow us on Instagram, Facebook. All that will be linked below, and we'll see you next week, probably. Bye.